Sabine versus Mandalorians in this week's episode of Rebels. The Empire is making it harder for the rebels to travel around the Outer Rim. Sabine has an idea for using Mandalorian routes to evade the Empire and not get caught. Rex thinks this is dangerous because even the Empire knows not to mess with them. The Protectors were a group of separated from the Mandalorians that even fought against other Mandalorian clans in the past. They made their own rules and didn't go by the rest of the group. Hera comes up with an idea to team up with them to become allies of the rebellion because a strong enemy against the Empire is a strong ally to them. They make their way to the planet Concord, but are quickly cut off by unknown ships. It turns out these Protectors are with the Empire and begin the space battle with them. Hera's squad try to escape, but she distracts them so they can focus on their power on her, so the rest of the squad have a chance to get to Lightspeed and get out of there. Hera's ships make it back to Lightspeed, but she is badly injured. She'll make it, but in the injuries will leave her out of commission for a while. Sabine takes this personally and even takes the blame for Hera's injuries. The danger of this mission has gone to a new level, and Kanan decides to take this mission on his own, but Sabine doesn't want him to go alone. She sneaks onto his ship, and they both land on that planet and find a base. There are 8 ships spread out throughout the entire base in case they need to explode them, but the Empire is paying the Mandalorians and even want them to contact them if they see more rebels. Sabine is still set out on revenge, but Kanan believes that he can change them to get them on their side. Kanan approaches the Mandalorian and tells him the story about the Battle of Magneto and how he knows him from that. He wants to negotiate a deal for how he saved him that day, and Sabine plans to charges throughout the entire ships, but while planning, she ends up getting discovered by the Mandalorians. She tells them that she is a part of House Wren, a traitor family from these Mandalorians, and a possible reference to The Force Awakens. Sabine calls out Fenro to get revenge on what he did to Hera. Kanan tries talking them out of it but doesn't get through to them. Sabine shoots Fenro's gun and destroys all their ships. They take cover inside the dining area to make a plan to go after Fenro because his is the only ship left on the base. Kanan jumps on the ships after taking off and takes off one of his wings. He kidnaps Fenro and takes him back aboard his own ship. Because he is captured, he gives the rebels access to their route so they can go through the passage, and Hera wakes up and is glad to hear of their success at the end of the episode, ending it on a happy note. This episode is pretty good and it got really intense at moments, especially in the beginning. When Hera's ship got damaged, she was the only one that didn't go through the hyperspace. I legitimately thought that they might have killed her off in some way. At least for a second I did. Even afterward, when it was clear that Sabine wanted revenge in this episode, a lot of the actions were pointing to her making the wrong decision and possibly killing them for what they did to Hera and the rest of the squad. I'm glad to see that the Mandalorians are now introduced in Rebels because now we can expand the universe and some of the old canon and new canon can kind of mix together now, and maybe possibly tie up more loose ends from the Clone Wars as well. Even seeing more little hints of Sabine's backstory that I feel like we're going to be continued and explored as time goes on. But overall, this was a great episode and I'm looking forward to the next one, and see you next week on the next episode of Rebels.